Keith, really bad timing here. This tainted gas, we're told, can stop your car in its tracks. Tonight, we are learning at least one worker made a big mistake.
It has nothing to do with the storm, but it's happening right on the eve of the storm.
Tonight, as Floridians brace for a hurricane, concerned some drivers could be stranded. State officials inspecting nearly 30 gas stations, including 13 in Tampa Bay. They say fuel supplied by Citgo was contaminated, and it can potentially damage your engine. If you filled up at one of the stations after 10 a.m. on Saturday, beware.
It was Saturday afternoon, actually, about 2 o'clock.
Your car's been acting funny.
Yeah, it's been...
It'll like hiccup, run a little rough maybe, spit and sputter.
If and when you hit car trouble, auto experts say find a safe spot and pull over. So how did this happen? 8 on Your Side has learned the contamination occurred at the Citgo terminal at Port of Tampa. The cause? Human error. The Port of Tampa Bay provides nearly half the fuel for the entire state of Florida. They are a major energy gateway. While Citgo is located here, port officials tell me they have nothing to do with Citgo. They say that Citgo owns the land, they hire the people, and any questions about what went wrong should be directed to the company. Tonight, a Citgo spokesman tells me they're, quote, conducting a complete review of the, quote, product routing issue at the terminal. Wilton Simpson, Florida's agriculture commissioner, is charged with investigating. He says that his agency has received more than 1,600 complaints thus far from consumers.
My office will obtain all of the records and just determine what went wrong. Clearly, we don't want this to happen again. Citgo has been very forthright in this issue.
Okay, so that car repair expert that I talked with, he says if your car gets damaged, it can be really expensive. That's why he says immediately pull over. So we are trying to find out, well, who picks up the bill if this happens? Citgo tells me they'll do it. They're asking that you initiate a claim through their website. I'll put all the information on our website. And guys, Commissioner Simpson tells me they're going to make sure that happens and the consumers aren't left with potentially a huge bill. Yeah. 1,600 complaints.
Nightmare timing, absolutely. And what is the state doing? Did they make the stations stop selling the potentially bad gas?
Yes, they say they did, and I talked with one owner immediately when they found out. They made them stop selling this bad gas. The commissioner says they'll be inspecting and testing. They have been inspecting and testing the gas. They hope to be done by tomorrow at the latest. So first, they're focused on reopening all the gas stations because there's 13 in Tampa that are closed right now. Then they're going to look at accountability and what went wrong here.
Fuel up ahead of possible impacts from this storm. State leaders are now warning about contaminated fuel.
Yeah, they say Citgo gasoline from the Port of Tampa could contain diesel fuel. 8 on Your Side's Beth Rousseau joining us live with a way to know if you are affected by this. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, Avery and Chris, a really unfortunate time for this to happen because filling up your cars and your generators is such a common part of storm prep. Now, here at the Citgo at 92 and Falkenberg Road, they actually have signs posted on the pumps. Now, state leaders say that if you fueled up at a station supplied by Citgo at Port Tampa after 10 a.m. on Saturday, there's a good chance that your gas is contaminated. At the Port of Tampa, a mistake could mean problems for many during prep for Idalia.
Basically, it was just human error. They put diesel in tanks that were supposed to be regular gas.
Families who fueled up at stations supplied by Citgo could have gasoline contaminated with diesel, according to leaders with the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. They say it's a potentially widespread issue.
Sometimes that happens in these storms. The issue with the Port of Tampa is one that could complicate this. It has nothing to do with the storm, but it's happening right on the eve of the storm.
More than 24 stations are impacted by the error. At least 13 of them are here in the Tampa Bay area. If you fueled up at the locations after 10 o'clock Saturday morning, there's a chance your gas is contaminated. It could cause your cars or generators to stop working correctly.
I want to ensure Floridians that we are coordinating here at the EOC with everyone from petroleum retailers to the ports themselves to ensure that the disruption will not be widespread or prolonged and that residents can have seamless access to fuel.
Stations have been notified and told to stop selling gas until the contaminated fuel is replaced and the tanks are cleaned. So back out here live at the Citgo, it looks pretty busy, and don't get me wrong, trucks can get diesel fuel, but apart from that, no gasoline is being sold here. Now, if you think you might have gotten gas from one of the impacted stations, go ahead, go to the WFLA app. We have a complete list there of all the stations that are impacted and the next steps that you need to take moving forward. We're live in Hillsborough County this morning. Beth Russo, 8 on your side.